Alright, tonight, I want to discuss some of the cases I've handled. In the first show, I explained how I conduct my work and that I am a hypnotherapist dealing with past life therapy. I've been doing this for 30 years, even though I started over 40 years ago. The key difference lies in my technique of past life therapy and past life regression. I have found a way to contact the mind and deal directly with the subconscious mind, resulting in amazing results. Now, in regular hypnosis, people are taught to communicate with the subconscious. They say they are communicating with the subconscious to help the other person. The hypnotist asks questions as part of the testing process, which I don't like to do. They raise one finger for yes and another finger for no, observing the responses of hand movements. This is one way that hypnotists are taught to speak to the subconscious, but it's time-consuming, and you won't find out much because the only thing you'll get will be yes and no answers. Why not use a method that provides comprehensive answers? To me, the most valuable approach is to speak directly to the subconscious. It will explain the answers to the problems and can go about it in a way that is much more valuable than using just yes or no. When I say I talk directly to the subconscious, I had a psychiatrist who took my class in London, and he asked if I meant the psychiatric definition of the subconscious. I said no, it's not that. It is much bigger than that. The way I understand it may be wrong, but the psychiatric definition of the subconscious is something I have encountered on many occasions. When you count in the childlike part of it, it can help, but not to the extent of the part that might have the subconscious when dealing with habits like stopping smoking or losing weight. Most of the time, the hypnotist will have a script that they read from and will tell the person mostly what they will or will not want to eat. They more or less dictate to the person what they will or will not do, hoping this will be accepted by the individual. Because that part of the mind is like a child, like a little kid, you know what's going to happen. They're going to dig in their heels and say, "Oh yeah, make me." I have also found a way to stop habits with the technique I use, and it is a lot more effective because I allow the subconscious to help with decision-making on how the person can go about it. I don't like to focus on habits anymore. To me, it's kind of boring. I'd much rather be doing time travel. I'd prefer that than dealing with habits. But if a person comes to me and one of the things they want is to lose weight or quit smoking, I will address it in the session. However, it's never my main focus. There's a whole lot more that we can find out and help the person with their life. To me, it is much, much more. You may want to call it the oversoul, the higher self, the higher consciousness, but it has the answers to everything. When we reach that part of the mind, there is nothing we can't find out. It knows absolutely everything about the person. That is the part that I work with. I call it the subconscious, and it answers. So that is the term, the larger part. When I reach that part, it is remarkable what it can do, and I know when I have reached that part. It's part of my technique on how because it will always be about the person in the third person. It won't be I or me answering, it will be he or she. A lot of times, it'll say, "Well, finally, I'm getting a chance to talk. I've been trying to get through to him, and he won't listen to me." And it'll say things that you would never say about yourself. At times it can also be cruel because it is objective. It's like the objective observer standing back, watching everything that is happening. And it has your best interests in mind. It loves you and wants to help, and it gets very frustrated when it can't. But this part of the mind is extremely powerful, taking care of all the functions of the body. You don't have to consciously tell yourself to breathe or manage internal bodily functions. It takes care of everything. This is why when people come to me with physical complaints, I receive lots and lots of those. As I mentioned on the first day, I've worked with thousands and thousands of people, and I've identified patterns in the problems they present. By contacting the subconscious, we can understand why they are experiencing physical problems and proceed to alleviate them. It is that simple. The subconscious acts like a gigantic computer, holding records of everything in this life and all the lives individuals have ever lived. In daily life, you are bombarded with thousands of bits of information, things you see, hear, smell, and feel, constantly accumulating in the subconscious mind. As we go through this series, I will explain why the subconscious accumulates this information. While navigating your daily life, you focus on what is important around you, the main things that require attention. However, the other bits and pieces of information are also recorded by the subconscious mind, even though they may not be noticed by the average person. In cases of heightened sensory perception, individuals may describe every detail around them, from wallpapers to rug designs and fabric on furniture. In such instances, I have to guide them forward, illustrating the level of detail the subconscious can accumulate. One crucial discovery I've made is that people are often unaware of the power of their own minds. You possess the ability to heal yourself because you have power over your body. I'm going to introduce a doctor who has practiced medicine for 40 years and has recently authored a book published by our company. The book delves into the power of the mind and how we can heal ourselves by focusing on it. Another aspect people often overlook is that they can inadvertently make themselves sick. They unknowingly create illnesses for various reasons. This doesn't mean they consciously choose to be sick or intentionally create problems, but they may be unaware that they are contributing to their physical ailments. In my work, we aim to uncover what might be happening in their lives that would lead them to manifest these physical issues. It's not about consciously desiring to have an illness or a specific physical problem, but rather the subconscious may be creating it for some deeper reason. This could be related to unresolved issues or challenges in their lives. Often, individuals seek medical treatment, receive medicines and pills, and recover from the symptoms, but the root cause remains unaddressed. In countless cases, I've encountered, every physical symptom in the body can be seen as the subconscious attempting to communicate a message, trying to get attention, and telling the individual something important. If this message is not understood or acknowledged, the subconscious might persist, leading to ongoing problems. If the person still fails to grasp the underlying message, the problem may escalate into a disease, which is much more challenging to repair. In my experience, during sessions, the subconscious directly communicates with me. When I refer to they, it is the subconscious speaking. When discussing the person in the third person, the subconscious often uses terms like, we do this, or we say this. This linguistic nuance helps me identify and connect with them. They have conveyed to me that if we can reach a person before they undergo surgery, there's a chance we can address the problem and potentially avoid the need for the operation. However, once something has been surgically removed, it cannot be put back, and our focus shifts to understanding the cause even if the person has already undergone the operation. In many cases, we can alleviate issues, but when I was introduced to this technique, I was advised not to use the word cure as it's not allowed. We can't say that this technique will cure illnesses, but in essence, that's precisely what it does. While I might face similar challenges with medical associations here, I leave it up to people to decide for themselves how powerful their own minds are. They may grasp the understanding of how to regain control over their lives, leading a healthy life without worrying about illnesses and physical problems in a different way. People often approach me with concerns about various parts of their bodies. I can usually interpret what's happening in their present-day life based on the impact on different body parts. The subconscious tends to affect specific areas of the body consistently, conveying literal messages about what is transpiring in their lives. However, being human, we often fail to recognize these signals. For instance, many individuals inquire about their family members during sessions, presenting a list of questions. As we delve into potential physical problems, they frequently mention back problems, such as pain across the shoulders or down the spine. This is a common occurrence, often linked to the hectic lifestyle people lead. When someone mentions back problems, I often ask if they feel like they are carrying a heavy burden in their current life. Surprisingly, many individuals hadn't considered this aspect, realizing they have a lot on their plate with work and responsibilities, and it's taking a toll on their backs. I recall an emergency room doctor who sought my help for her back problem. It turned out that the pressure she felt was due to the overwhelming expectations she placed on herself. Many individuals I encounter are indeed carrying too much of a load, burdened by work responsibilities, and it begins to manifest in physical discomfort. This literal connection between life circumstances and physical ailments is evident when people express hip problems, with pains extending down the leg. The occurrence of physical manifestations in the hip and leg, especially on the right side, often signifies a choice being presented to individuals in their lives. They may have the option to embark on a different path, whether it's a new job, marriage, or other opportunities. However, the hesitation to embrace this new direction can result in physical discomfort, which becomes evident in the hip and leg pains. During sessions, I inquire if there's anything in their current life prompting this discomfort and discover if they're reluctant to explore a new direction. The subconscious, in its literal messaging, aims to convey the opportunity and the hesitation to seize it. Stomach problems, particularly those without apparent medical causes, can often be traced back to an issue in their life that they find hard to stomach. The subconscious communicates this discomfort in a very literal way. Similarly, individuals experiencing hand and wrist pain might be holding onto something unnecessary in their lives, and the solution lies in releasing and letting it go. This concept may be entirely new to some, as the subconscious provides insights that individuals may not have considered. In cases where individuals resist healing or addressing the root cause of their issues, it can be due to their ailments becoming an integral part of their identity. For some, their illness is the only thing that garners attention and makes them feel special. Even though letting go could lead to better health, some individuals choose to cling to their problems, as it defines their existence. Helping individuals understand and address these underlying issues is crucial for their well-being. Additionally, I'll be delving into the lesser-known aspects of Jesus' life in the upcoming shows, exploring the untold stories and missing details surrounding his experiences. Even Jesus, in his healing abilities, faced limitations. He could perceive if a person's healing was intertwined with their karma, and in such cases, he couldn't intervene to alter their destiny. His role was often to provide relief or alleviate suffering rather than completely removing the ailment. It serves as a reminder that there are instances where external intervention may not alter the course set by one's karma. In many cases, physical ailments are intricately connected to stress, a realization gradually acknowledged by medical professionals. Conditions like heart problems and high blood pressure often have stress as a significant contributing factor. Calming techniques, such as meditation, are highly recommended for managing stress. Meditation proves effective in soothing the body and mind. Stress, when left unaddressed, can contribute to various health issues, and it's essential to adopt practices that promote relaxation. Moreover, an interesting observation emerges regarding cancer cases. Beyond the physical aspect, cancer can be linked to unresolved emotions, particularly anger and the inability to express one's feelings. People holding on to deep-seated resentment may internalize these emotions, creating an environment conducive to the development of cancer, especially in the intestinal area. While some may find these assertions unconventional, they stem from the speaker's investigative experiences, and individuals are encouraged to interpret and utilize this information as they see fit. The importance of karma is emphasized in this context. Holding on to negative emotions, grudges, or unresolved issues contributes to the accumulation of karma. It's a reminder that releasing resentment and letting go of burdensome emotions is not only beneficial for one's well-being but also a step towards managing karma effectively. The speaker acknowledges that not everyone may resonate with these findings, but as a reporter and investigator, they present their discoveries for individuals to consider and apply in their own ways. There was a man who sought my guidance as he battled cancer. Despite medical efforts to address one area, the illness persisted, surfacing in different parts of his body. In our conversation, I delved into his personal life, inquiring about any unresolved emotions. It emerged that he harbored intense anger toward his ex-wife, especially regarding their children. The hatred he clung to was impeding his recovery. The key, I emphasized, was to release these emotions, a process intertwined with forgiveness. Encouraging him to let go, I highlighted that holding on to resentment adversely affects one's well-being. Often, we perceive holding on to negative emotions as a form of retaliation against others. However, this emotional baggage consumes us from within, manifesting as physical problems. The baggage, consisting of old grievances and unresolved issues, serves no purpose and only harms us. The speaker stresses the importance of letting go and forgiving, as it is a crucial step in releasing oneself from the shackles of past hurts. The concept of karma is woven into this narrative. The accumulation of negative emotions and unresolved issues adds to our karmic load. Working through these challenges is essential for personal growth. The speaker urges individuals to resolve their karmic debts, emphasizing that Earth is a school where each experience is a lesson. Progression to the next class or lesson is contingent upon mastering the current one. Skipping grades is not an option, each lesson must be learned before moving forward. The uncertainty lies in whether one will graduate from the cycle of rebirth or need to revisit lessons in subsequent lives. The central message is clear: resolve old karma, avoid creating new burdens, and learn the lessons that life presents to us.